Hi, this is Jonah,
Hello, this is Victoria, and welcome to Embodied Shift, where we explore real transformation within.
and our question for today is what is the difference between forcing change or allowing change? And Rebecca, any thoughts on that?
Ooh, this is a really, really good question. Okay, so forcing change is willpower,
Mm,
and it's exhausting.
mm,
It doesn't last. So basically, you're constantly fighting against your subconscious mind, your subconscious programming, really. Like for example, you're trying to lose weight. You you restricts everything, hates every minute of it, and then binges because they never address what they use food for, which is comfort in the first place. So allowing change is what happens when you actually transform the belief at the roots. Again, you guys gonna hear me say root a lot.
mm,
So let's say we go back to the moment you learn food equals love or safety or comfort, and then we rewrite that. Suddenly, you're not fighting cravings anymore. Your relationship with food naturally shifts because the subconscious shifted the belief.
mm.
I'm trying to oh yeah, I have this client. Since we're talking about food here, um, she she came to me for to lose weight, and so we did a session, and during the session, one of the scenes that came up was because the mother was kept telling her, "You cannot, um, you you're not gonna get up from that table if you don't finish your food."
Mm,
So she learned that from the very young age, right? And then now, every time she goes out, restaurants, wherever else, she doesn't even bring food to home, the leftovers. She would just eat all of them, even if she's very full already. So so now she tried everything, the quickest thing she could find to lose weight. She tried everything. So when we went back to the roots, I think she's 36. So as a 36-year-old, she doesn't have a parent anymore to say, hey, you have to finish your food before you can get up
mm,
at this table. So when we force change, we do this all the time. We buy the something to help us to lose weight fast.
mhm,
Everything now is quick, isn't it? We order from Amazon, it's there the next day or a few hours. Well, life doesn't work that way. Yeah.
mhm,
So, um, so someone trying to force themselves, for example, to to s- to speak up at work when they're terrified of being seen. So we go back again to the root where probably this person has been embarrassed by the teacher or by the mother or the parents, whatever, right? So then now this person has this very not having that confidence.
mhm,
So again, not going back to the reason why, when, and where she learned this or he learned this. There's no quick way. There's no the change is not just gonna happen overnight, right?
mhm,
So by working subconsciously, That's where the lasting change happens.
Yeah, what I'm getting from that, and it's brilliant, it's almost like when you're forcing change, that you're creating a plan that would really fail, because you're forcing something that, everything has to happen now, and the work that's needed actually takes longer. So let's say, people who would like to lose weight again, and they're want to go to the gym, like they want to go every single day, right? Especially maybe as a New Year's resolution.
Mm.
And then they find themselves very exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And so they probably do it for a week. And after that, they don't ever show up again for the rest of the year.
Right.
Because that's like forcing something where your whole body and your subconscious, it's like you're really putting it to a place where you're just allowing it to fail. Basically, your plan is to fail. And so that's very forced.
It is. Yeah, I like that example that you gave, about people going to the gym every day, but then get so tired, exhausted. So it's a process, isn't it? Whatever we do, it's a process that we have to instill. It has to embed in our body. And again, we're going back to that embodiments,
Mhm.
right? Because the change, you will feel it. It's like, oh, yeah. Um, I can go, the feeling of loving the thing that you want to do because you want to change. And I think there's nothing wrong with going to the gym almost every day or every day. It's just you're doing it for reasons that you really feel good about it.
Mhm.
So for you, what is the difference between forcing change and allowing change?
Because I love energy. Like I love feeling um things, you know. For me, it's a lot of energy work when I am forcing something, is when I'm feeling very much out of alignment. It's almost like I want this, but I'm also being told by my reality that I can't have this right now.
Mm,
So, like if I have, let's say I want to buy a house, I have this dream house.
hmm
And I would say, okay, I'm gonna work. It really depends on the energy. I would say I would save. I would only eat ramen. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't go out. Like I would save everything so I could get to this. I'll I'll buy like I'll like work like 40 hours more a week. You know what I'm saying? Like like really trying to manifest something is just the physicality of it,
mm,
and forgetting the energy part of it, or what I would call the, you could call it energy, you could call it the spiritual side of it. When I am allowing change, is in my body, in my heart, I feel that openness, and I feel that excitement. If I wanted to, change a habit, like let's say, what habit would, well, let's say before I started doing, like I have a habit in the morning of red light therapy and meditation. I'll do them together. Um, Before, when I'm forcing it, what I feel about getting up really early in the morning to have time for that is It's almost like dragging myself
Mhm.
to do it, right?
Yeah.
When I'm allowing for that change, it's more of me having an excitement to do it. Initially, it might be harder, but when you're in a space and energy of alignment, you are excited to do something. You look forward to do something. So for me, if I am allowing for change, it would just easily come. Like it's flowing, it's easy. It doesn't require a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be searching for things. It would just really just come to me.
Mm-hmm.
So so that for me is allowing to when I allow myself to be a better version of me, I focus on how that better version of me looks like. So for me, it's all about me, my body, my heart,
Mm-hmm.
on how I feel about things. Is that making, and I know this is such a big question. And for me, it's really all about my feeling towards it.
So for some people who doesn't have a lot of self what's the word I'm looking for?
Awareness.
More like when try to get yourself to do something
Mhm.
and you can't do it. You don't have the motivation, the self-motivation. That's
Uh-huh.
the word I
Yeah.
was looking for. That self-motivation, because sometimes being human, of course, right?
Mhm.
We don't. Sometimes we're just like dragging and
Mhm.
like, no, I don't want to get up and work out or whatever else, right?
Mhm.
Um, is there anything that you can share with them to if they're trying to change something or allowing
Mhm.
that change, what would it be?
I think the motivation that we have that to, you know, be healthier, be just, I think it's really loving ourselves very, very much.
And how do we do that? Loving ourselves
Yeah,
very,
because
very much.
when, like, I've noticed this with myself, when I started being honest with myself, when I started loving myself, I've noticed that the changes that I want to do in my life, they were so much easier because I'm showing up for me. I'm showing up for that love. When I'm doing my meditations in the morning, regardless if I've had, 3 hours of sleep or even less, especially when my fur babies are sick, I know what that means for me. I know my red light therapy and my meditation will actually give me better clarity that day. I'll be stronger, I'll have more energy.
Hmm.
But I didn't get there. It was harder when I wasn't really loving myself. And it was harder when I didn't know how to, I guess the best way to say it is when I didn't really have a picture of what I really want to create in my life. I didn't have the right value system. Um, like a big part of my value is family. So, caring for, my fur babies at that time because that was needed in me, right? So when you're loving yourself and you're loving, people around you and everything around you, you just have this need to show up and you have a different perspective. So I was asking myself, like, how can I stay healthy when Bella was sick or when Dojo was sick, if I'm not getting sleep and I'm still working and I'm still doing a lot, how can I perform? Right? My answer was, okay, I have to make sure that I'm taking care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's key because I can't really, if I get a flu, if I get sick, there's no way, right? There's no way I could give their medications on time. There's no way I could feed them. Um, so, so your perspective and the way that you see things is now very clear, and everything that you do is very intentional
Mm, yeah,
because I
agree.
know the consequences. I
Mm-hmm.
know that meditation for me is key to for the best version of me to always show up.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand, the connection. So when you're changing a habit, yes, initially it's harder to get there. But once you open up, once you understand what it's doing for you,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna do it, like you're gonna be excited to do it. You're not gonna be dragging yourself around anymore
Mm.
because you can see the change because you're gonna experience the change from within.
Yeah, yeah, I really like that. Yeah, I think also just have that alignment
Mm-hmm.
of what is it that you want to achieve, but also it's aligned to the the belief that you have.
Mm-hmm.
It's aligned to probably the environment that you're in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, being aligned on the goal and the circumstances that you're in, I think it will help with the just allowing change, not forcing anything, because you're aligned. You have
Mm-hmm.
the alignments.
Yeah, it's definitely a beautiful thing to make those connections. I think if you're able to relate things like these are the things that I've done and this is how I feel about them. And so it doesn't become negotiable anymore. Like
Mm,
my meditation, no matter if I haven't slept or if I have a deadline, it's always something that I have to do. It doesn't have to be 30 minutes or an hour. It can be as quick as, you know, 10 minutes.
mm-hmm,
But it is still something that I know I would love to do, not just I need to do, but
mm-hmm.
I would love to do because I know I need it.
Right, right, yeah. That's that's a big differentiation, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah, anything else that you want to add about
To share. I
forcing change and allowing
Yeah, I
change?
I think like if I would talk to myself or to everybody out there who's watching, if you become aware of when you're forcing change, um, that you're gonna have to tell yourself to stop because it's not gonna be for your best interest because the energy is not there to sustain that change. So if we think that everything is energy and if we believe in that, force sometimes is wonderful, but it's so tiring and it can deplete you so much that when you get to that change, you don't even want it anymore.
Mm,
Right? Like, when you or sometimes you don't even get there, but sometimes when you do get there, because you just forced it, it's not something that you would want to be like proud of.
Mm,
It's just like you can't even appreciate it because it took so much out of you to, and to change. But that change, when it's forced, I don't think you can hang on to that.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not sustainable.
Yeah, I think when you change your body and then you're going like you're it probably doesn't mean you're healthy, just probably feel like you just look fit, like you have your muscles, you have everything, and then but every day you go to the gym, you're like hating it. So you look at the end of your life, and even if you can sustain that physical change, but if your life is ending and all you can think about is, man, I do have this body, right? And I do look like this, and there's a change that happened, but I didn't really enjoy it.
Mm,
Enjoy the experience of that change.
feels empty.
Yeah, that's another aspect of it too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. So I like that. The thing that you just said there, it could feel really empty. What is it really? I think it's the process, isn't it? What are you getting through
Mhm.
the process of that change?
Mhm.
And if it's sustainable, if it's not sustainable, if it's just you're doing it for the sake of the results that you're aiming for, but you're not enjoying it, like you said, what's the point?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to everything. I mean, this topic is just so broad. I mean, even if
Yeah.
you want to change like a place of residence, or if you want to change an
Mm,
experience, right? Let's say I want to change this, I want to be in a bigger home. But what really matters is your heart and your soul in how you feel. So for me, it's important to really understand, like, what would that bring about? Like, how could you be happy? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll be happier if I have a bigger home. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm not gonna be happy, but when I'm trying to achieve something that would require me to let go of other things that I love,
hmm.
like if that would require me to be working so much that I don't have time to play with my fur babies, I won't have time to take care of them. I mean,
Yeah.
would that be worth it?
So yeah, that's another probably question or questions that we can explore some other time. Something like, is it worth it? What's the point?
What's
Why
the
we're
point of
doing
life,
things?
right? The
What's that?
what's the point of life? Like,
What's the point of life? Exactly. Yeah. What's the point, right? So, yeah. So that's a good one. That, yeah, perhaps you can actually have that as we can have an interactions with our listeners or viewers.
well, thank you so much, guys, for again spending time with us. We really appreciate your time that you're sharing with us, and hopefully, you guys are getting something out of these conversations. Until next time,
Let's keep shifting together.
bye.